All right, today we are going to cover the B, which stands for buy of the BRRRR strategy. This is critical for all the other steps to do what they're supposed to do so you can get your money back and have no money out of pocket. So in this video, we are going to cover the types of properties you can use for a BRRRR strategy. We're going to cover the best property for your specific BRRRR strategy. We're going to show you guys how to find the deals. We're going to go over the buying formulas you use to make sure you buy the deal at the right price. We're going to go over the different ways to fund the properties on the upfront and fund the rehab. We're going to go over how to determine your offer price. We're going to go over how to determine the amount of rent you can charge. And we're going to go over a summary of what makes a great BRRRR strategy buy. There are many different types of properties that you can use the BRRRR strategy for. We're mainly going to go over single family houses, but you can use them for duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, multifamily storage units, basically anything that you buy at a discount and do something to and refinance out, you can use the BRRRR strategy for. So anything you buy, you can use the BRRRR strategy for, as long as you can buy it, do something to it, rent it, make income off it, refinance at a bank, and then repeat. So basically any type of property that produces income, you can use the BRRRR strategy for. You may be wondering, how am I going to find the deal so I can actually utilize the BRRRR strategy? So we're going to tell you. There's two main ways to find deals, and we're going to break them down a little bit. The first main way is through your relationship buildings, through connectors or people you know. So you need to tell everybody you know that you're looking for houses to buy at a discount. You're looking to buy as-is houses, you're looking to buy houses that need work. If you tell everybody you know, you'd be very surprised at how many people come across houses that need work and they don't know what to do with them. So other ways to find deals through relationships are wholesalers. They're in your market, they're out finding deals. There's a lot of different ways you can find them. You can go on local Facebook groups and search for meetup groups or people that are looking to buy or sell houses. It's pretty easy to do it that way. Another way, those little bandit signs on the side of the road, those are wholesalers. Some of them are looking to buy and hold the deals, but a lot of them are looking to buy and sell. So if you call those numbers that are on those signs and say, hey, I'd like to get added to your buyers list, that's a great way to do it. Another way is to go to the local meetups, the REI meetup groups. You can find those on Facebook or you can Google them. You know, wherever you live, just type in X town, we buy houses, go through the Google list. There's a lot of people that are buying houses in your local area that you may or may not know. So to recap the relationship building section of how you can find deals, tell everybody you know. We call them connectors. Tell everybody you know that you're looking to buy houses. It might be a bowling alley owner. We buy houses from a bowling alley owner. Or it might be an insurance agent or a real estate agent. But basically tell everybody you know that's in the industry, and even your friends and family that are out of the industry that might come across a house that needs some work and that someone's looking to sell as is at a potential discount. So the second way you can find deals besides talking to people and building relationships is going directly to the seller. Now this way is a little bit harder just because it usually requires you to have a strategy and to spend some money. A main way people do that is direct mail. You can go online and find lists or go to neighborhoods or find different ways, and you write letters or send postcards and send them directly to the people that, through the list you're buying or through the condition of their house from the exterior, looks like they could potentially want to sell their house. So we send 5,000 to 10,000 pieces a month directly to sellers, trying to get them to bring us their deals before they send them and shop them out and list them online or do whatever. Another way you can pay to get in front of these sellers directly is online. We do Google AdWords. You can do that. We do Facebook ads. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. We have a website that we spent thousands and thousands of dollars over the last several years fine-tuning, so when someone types in, I want to sell my house fast for cash in St. Louis, our website and our name pops up near the top of the list. We also drive around for properties, so when we're going on an appointment or just driving around and have some time to kill, we're looking around and looking at houses, and if we see one that looks, the grass is really long, if it's wintertime now and it looks like there's snow on the driveway, hasn't been shoveled, or the roof has snow on it still, showing that there's no heat in the house, something like that, we can tell the house is abandoned or not well taken care of. We write the address down, and we have some software and apps we use. There's Deal Machine app, there's the Driving for Dollars app, there's different apps you can use to do this as well, and you can click on the house, and there's more than likely, if you see some of those signs it's vacant or not well taken care of, there's a higher chance that the owner or the occupant is willing to sell. It's not guaranteed by any means, but it's a better chance than driving by a pristine house that there's a chance that they're looking to sell it at potentially a discount. We'll have links in the description below for all the types of different software and things we use to help kind of make the process run smoother. So if you're wanting to know what the rest of the BRRRR stands for and a kind of an overall outline of what the BRRRR strategy is, click on this link up here. We have a video explaining that. For the next step in the BRRRR strategy, which is the Rehabr, we have a video link right here. We go into a lot of detail on the best ways to rehab the property and get the most bang for your buck and make it a great rental. So now that you found the deal, how do you know the right price to offer on the deal? There's a lot of different ways to do this. The formula we use, we feel like it's pretty simple and works very well for the BRRRR strategy. The formula we use, we take ARV, which is after repair value, we multiply that by a percentage, and we minus out the repairs. And that multiplication percentage kind of varies on the area or what you're looking to do. So a quick example is, we'll take an ARV of a property. If we think the property is worth $100,000, we'll take $100,000 times, it'll either be between 0.7 and 0.8, and then we'll minus out the repairs. So just a quick little example, $100,000 times 0.75 minus $25,000, doing the math, is a $50,000 offer. That's how we'll come up with the offer. We know that that gives us enough discount to refinance it through the bank. It should give us enough discount to buy it to where we can rehab it and make it nice enough for a tenant and potentially hopefully cash flow. All right, now that we've found the deal and we know the right price to purchase it at, let's figure out the different ways you can fund your deal. There's endless ways to fund the deal. You just want to make sure you have enough money for the purchase price and the repair. You can use your own money, but what we're really pushing for, and what I've done, is using other people's money. So we're kind of going to go into how you can use other people's money to do this. The two most common used and easiest ways to fund the deal are through private money and hard money. Let's go into those real quickly. So private money is just using other people's money that you know, whether it's your parents, your grandparents, family, friends, anybody that has some extra cash that they maybe want to diversify their portfolio and not have it all in the stock market or all over here or all in the bank. Just a way to have a very secure investment in you and the deal. This is a great way. This is how we fund probably 75 to 80% of the over 100 rentals I've done has been with private money. It's great for me because I get money relatively cheaply, and it's also great for the investor because they get a very, very, very secure way to diversify their portfolio. If you can talk to these people and really sell them on the quality and security of this investment, this is a great way to go. Another great way to fund deals is using hard money lenders. Every big city has one. A great way to find these is just going online, type in local hard money lenders. If they're legitimate, they'll have a website and you'll be able to go through it and figure out a contact information through that. Another great way is going to those local meetup groups we talked about. A lot of them will have hard money lenders there, or people there will know hard money lenders. And a third way is the Facebook that we keep talking about. You can go on there and you can type in local hard money lenders and just ask around, or go to one of those local investment groups and type in hard money lenders. I promise you, within 5 minutes, there'll be about 5 or 6 of them hammering you away and telling you to give them a call. They have the best rates or are the best in town. Hard money lenders are great to work with. Their rates are usually a little bit higher because most of the time they're borrowing money at a percentage from a bank, a lower percentage, and then marking it up slightly, and there may be some fees or some points on the front or back end. So it's a little more complicated potentially and a little more money, but they're great and easy to work with. You know that they're going to be there if you're approved with them. You know that they're going to have the money, and you know you can close. You can confidently put an offer on a property if you have the relationship set up with the hard money lender where you know you're going to close, and that is a great way to be. Another kind of way you can do that is use retirement plans, self-directed IRA. There's a lot of different ways. Basically, just think of any way you can come up with a large sum of cash. Potentially, the interest rates or the terms will not be ideal, but understand, keep harping on it. These are short-term solutions to get you to the long-term solution of bank financing. All right, I'm with my partner Lucas here. We're going to talk about how specific you do or don't get into when you're going through your avatar of the type of property that you're looking to do the BRRRR strategy with. So Lucas, what would you say an ideal first house would be if someone's just wanting to get in and use the BRRRR strategy?
Well, our ideal first house is a house that's worth about $75,000 to $150,000 and rents for probably $800 to $1,300. That's the kind of sweet spot we want to stay in. There's a retail market in the areas that we're doing this BRRRR strategy, and that way we can have the the correct sales comparables that we need to be able to get the right appraisal and refi out of the deal.
So as Lucas is telling you, we have an exact type of end price that we look for. There's a lot of different ways you can pick your avatar. You can have a certain price range of houses. You can have a certain exact local area. You can have a certain rent like you're looking for. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can have a certain year build.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Brian, he wants something built after 1950.
Yep. Within
a half an hour of the office, kind of pretty similar to what we want. So you can get into those exact details of that type of narrowed in, or we are a little bit more flexible. We have some slabs, we have some 3 bedrooms, we have some 2 bedrooms, we have some small apartments, we have some storage facilities. We have a lot of different, we're in the real estate lane, but there's a lot of different things we buy.
When investing in single family rentals, we believe that it's important to be within a certain distance from your home or your office. We pick 30 miles from our office, but in nature, single family roofs and houses are spread out. So there's not a lot of scalability there. So we like to keep them in our local market and be able to get to them if there's an issue quickly.
It also makes it a lot easier to do the comparisons if you're in the same area, same market, and it helps you get out their maintenance quicker. It just makes it easier for everybody to collect rent, to send you rent. If they want to drop off rent, some of our tenants drop off rent still. They don't mail it in or pay online. So if we're farther away, we want to make it as easy as possible for that tenant to pay us. So that's another reason that we like to have things close. So that is the way that we figure out our avatar. We do know a lot of people that invest throughout the entire country in good cash flowing areas. And the only way you can do that with the BRRRR method is if you have boots on the ground, people looking to purchase, you have boots on the ground, property management. Now that you found the deal and you're buying it at the right price, how do you buy the deal?
Yeah, so we buy deals mainly 3 different ways. 1, use bank funding. 2, use a private lender. Or 3, use a hard money lending company.
So those are the 3 main ways we do it. There's a lot of different ways you can mix and match. The 2 biggest ways to finance using other people's money are through hard money and private money. We're going to go into each of those a little bit more detail because those are the most common ways that we use money to buy deals, and they're probably the most common way you'll use money to buy deals. So our favorite way that has funded probably 90% of our rentals is using private money. You can find a private money guide many different ways. Just ask around family, friends. There's a lot of different ways to get private money. People that have extra money that want to diversify their portfolio a little bit, or they don't have all their money in the bank. These are really short-term, secure investments for them, and you really need to sell yourself and the deal to them on that.
Another awesome thing with private money is you can fund the purchase of the house and also the rehab of the house at the same time. As long as you're buying the property, you have enough of a discount, your private lender's investment will be safe.
The returns on private money are usually the lowest as well. Between the 2, hard money and private money. Private money terms usually are 8 to 12%. Kind of depends on the person you're borrowing the money from, kind of depends on your experience, kind of depends on the actual deal. But it usually ranges in that 8 to 12% return rate, which is pretty good when you're talking about buying property. All right, the second main way that we fund our deals is through hard money. This is a great way to fund your deals if you don't have access to private funds, or even if you do. We kind of mix and match both.
All right, when we use hard money to purchase a property, we usually pair it with either private finance, private lenders, or a line of credit or cash for the rehab of the property.
Hard money can be awesome to use, and the people that you will be borrowing money for on the hard money side potentially are businesses that have bigger pockets than your private money guys. Some of your private money people may or may not be able to fund 4 or 5 deals at once. Potentially your hard money, if you're approved for that amount, they have the money, the deep pockets to do that. Or you can mix and match a little bit. If we're doing 4 or 5 deals at a time for our portfolio, lots of times 3 or 4 of them will be with the private money, and the other 1 or 2 maybe will be with the hard money. Just kind of keep your funds spread out a little bit.
Larger businesses do mean higher overheads, so those rates typically range from 12 to 18%.
And there may be a little bit more rules and regulations and stipulations you have to follow with those, so it makes it a little bit harder. But if you're approved with a good hard money lender, they can make it really easy to confidently put offers on properties and actually be able to close and fund your deal.
There are some hard money lenders that will lend the rehab funds, but you usually have to go through construction disbursement, which is a pain, to be honest. So it's possible, and if it's your only way to be able to rehab a property, then do it. But I would start looking for other ways to fund your rehab.
You can use private money to fund potential rehab. You can use a home equity line. You can use credit cards. You can use your own cash. You can use a retirement type of security. There's a lot of different ways to do that, because usually the repair is going to be less than the purchase. So you usually will potentially have to come up with maybe $10,000 to $20,000. That's a little bit easier to come up with the actual purchase price. So the B part of the BRRRR strategy is extremely important. All the other letters, all the other parts of the strategy hinge on buying the property at the right price in the right area that will produce income that you can refinance out of. It all hinges on buying the property right.
Yes. If you rehab the property correctly, if you rent the property correctly, if you refinance the property correctly, and if you repeat correctly, none of it matters if you don't buy the property at the right discount.
And to kind of stress again on, if you buy it at the right discount, it gives you multiple exit strategies. If you get relocated on your job, if this isn't your full-time job, or if your spouse gets relocated, or for some reason you have to get out of the property, if you buy it properly, you don't necessarily have to use the BRRRR strategy. You can have multiple different exit strategies in case things come up, life happens, and you never know.
Guys, if you like these videos, please subscribe below. We'll have a lot more content coming your way soon.
Hit the notification bell also, and give us some likes.
Awesome. See you guys later.
You drive along the side of the road, and probably shouldn't scratch your face during it, should I?
Well, it looks like you're picking your nose.
Well, right there. Sometimes you need a Mitch. Sometimes you need a mix and match.
Mix and match.
You can use these in bloopers.
Yes.
B is for BRRRR.
B is for buy.
Oh yeah. B is for buy.
We call that the 3-bucket theory.
That's not the 3-bucket theory.
That is not the 3-bucket theory.
There are 3 buckets. Those are not them.
Google
machine. Have you guys heard of Google?